Hello my friends, welcome back to another video. In this video I will be reading the rewrite story of Nanashi's story. So I plan on doing videos like this with small parts of the story as I go about writing them. So this is going to be the rewrite for the first chapter of Nanashi's story, which is called How to Get Over You, the Light of Darkness Hashira. And the first chapter is called The Cursed Daughter. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, please be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment letting me know you look forward to seeing the next part. And yeah, I'll continue writing this and working on this. So I did a speed paint in the background that you will see shortly when I start reading of little baby Nanashi. This OC of mine has taken over my life. I adore her and I adore her story, so I feel like this rewrite is very, very needed because her story was getting very complicated and messy, so I wanted to fix that, and I hope in this version I will have done. So this story will be posted on my Wattpad once I get it fully completed, but until then, you guys are gonna get the first and only bit of it, until I actually finish the whole story, and you'll get small bits as I work on it. So I really hope you guys enjoy this video. So without further ado, let's get on to The Cursed Daughter. To the nameless children, I am sorry the world has failed you. Japan, year 1890, date October 1st, time 10 p.m. It's thundering, rain pouring, hitting the roof like it's personally offended. Maids rush around the Yaku estate, screaming orders as their mistress screams in pain. Everything was a mess. Mr. Yaku sat in the living room, asking occasionally if the baby had been born yet, and if he was healthy. He was sure he'd have an heir soon. He prayed to God religiously during his wife's pregnancy that he'd get a son. An hour later, a baby cry was heard. Miss Yaku laid back, exhausted and worn out, as the sobbing baby laid on her chest. "He's healthy, yes?" she asked, and the maids gave her an uncomfortable look. "He's a boy, no?" she asked again. The head maid spoke. It's a girl, my lady. A beautiful and healthy girl." Miss Yaku's eyes snapped to the crying infant and shoved the child away. "Get the thing off me," she screamed. "But, my lady..." The baby girl fell into the head maid's arms, eyes opening for the first time, a creepy, light pale blue, like they bore into the souls of anyone she looked at. Her mother's disgust grew. "She'll only bring misery to our family. Take her away and hide her. She's shameful." The head maid held the baby close and walked to the attic. As Miss Yaku didn't want to ruin her future son's room, the maid sat on the hard floor with a crying infant and hums, rocking the crying baby, which slowly soothes the small thing as she nuzzled against the maid, feeling the unfamiliar heartbeat and committing it to memory. As years passed, the baby girl was called a lot of names. Hor, that girl, cursed child, never once was an actual name. But one day, the little girl was running through the estate garden, hiding from her parents' maids. She overheard a conversation. "You know, the young girl is a Nanashi." The girl could only hear so much, but the word Nanashi piqued her interest. She decided that would be her name now, Nanashi. And she thought about it. Sashiko sounded like a good last name, better than Yaku. Sashiko Nanashi. Her name. No one else's. No one who could take this from her. Hers and hers alone. and for the first time, the little girl smiled. Later, Nanashi saw her mother. The young girl had always loved her mother dearly. She'd even bring her mother flowers from the garden, flowers that would end up crushed by her mother. "Why do you keep bringing me these?" Her mother took the new flowers and tore them apart. Nanashi, young and innocent, "Because they are beautiful like mother is," Nanashi replied simply. She saw her mother's face crack, her mother's normally composed face breaking slightly into a kind of guilt. Nanashi convinced herself that her mother did love her, but couldn't show it, as she couldn't risk being punished by her father as well. The little girl smiled softly at her mother and spoke quietly. "Don't worry, mother. I'll always love you." Her mother looked away, shoving the little girl to the ground. "Go to your room, mutt." Nanashi didn't cry. She just went to the cold attic and sat in her corner, telling herself it was okay, and that it was her fault for not being a boy, as then her father wouldn't cheat on her mother and her mother would be happy. It was the child's fault. Her fault. Always. She wished she was a boy. She wanted her mother's hug and her father to look at her even just once. Nanashi laid down and hugged herself. "Mommy, please hold me," she whispered, and pretended that her mother was there and that she could be in her arms just this once. The head maid came in shortly after and sat next to her and ran her gentle hands through the girl's dark purple hair and hummed the same tune Nanashi always heard. Nanashi fell asleep against the hard floor. In her parents' room, Mr. Yaku scolded his wife for failing to get pregnant yet again, and walked out. Leaving Miss Yaku alone, she broke down crying and hugged herself to sleep on the empty bed. As a woman in Japan, 1900s, Miss Yaku was only valued by her looks and her ability to provide heirs, and she failed at that, meaning she had now held no value to her husband, no worth to anyone, as she was no longer pure. Perhaps that was why she couldn't bring herself to love her daughter, and the child was a constant reminder of that failure. And the day her loving husband became, cold, yet the child never once showed her mother any hate, and Miss Yaku couldn't understand that. She didn't understand why her baby girl didn't hate her, too. Miss Yaku failed. It was her fault for not bearing an heir. Her fault. Her daughter was nameless and unloved, yet still, Miss Yaku wanted nothing more than to hug her daughter. But she knew that she wasn't worthy of her baby girl's love, and as long as she didn't bear a son, she never would be. When Nanashi was 9, the work trips to the States began. Trips her whole family went on, so her father could grow his influence and flaunt the idea of his perfect Japanese family. Nanashi over the years had learned her father was very self-obsessed and valued nothing more than status and his reputation. Nanashi personally didn't understand it, but it was the only time her father would hold her. Even if it was just for show, Nanashi learned to hold these moments dear. It was also the only time she'd see him smile. On one of these trips, Nanashi made a friend, Kate, a girl her age, with beautiful blonde hair and brown eyes. Kate was from a well-off family and known to be quite spoiled. Nanashi, however, was head over heels for the girl. Kate was the first person to stand up for her against a few older boys who picked on her messy hair and creepy eyes. So, with the little English Nanashi knew, she forced herself to learn more and understand Kate better. Then, maybe she could actually talk to Kate, so Kate didn't have to talk to herself the whole time. Nanashi didn't really understand this feeling, the feeling of wanting to make Kate smile more and make her happy, and be the one making her shine so brightly. One day, Kate was helping Nanashi with learning English. "So that's how you say it?" Nanashi asked, looking up at Kate, a bit flustered. "Yeah, you got pretty good at this pretty fast. My daddy says that people from other countries are stupid, so I'd say you're pretty smart if you understand English so fast." Nanashi felt a weird sensation at the nasty remarks Kate made. People from other countries weren't stupid. Sure, some people can be, in her opinion, but so can people from America. But Nanashi pushed these feelings back every time because Kate was her only real friend, the only one who listened to her, or at least she thought listened to her. And Kate was just like that, rude and brutally honest. As the day passes, Nanashi pulls out her lunch, natto with rice and an egg. Just plain green tea. Kate gave her a weird, disgusted look at her food. Nanashi didn't understand why. "Why do you eat that? It smells gross," Kate said, pointing at the natto. "It's good, and it's good for you," Nanashi replied, now suddenly feeling very embarrassed about her food, even though she actually enjoyed it. Yes, technically, most of her meals her family gave were leftovers of her parents' dinners, but the rice was always fresh, since her mother and father enjoyed day-old rice better, so it was the only thing she could have fully hers, and natto was just good, no matter how it was made. Nanashi took and ate in silence, with her wood chopsticks, getting grossed out looks from Kate every now and again as Kate ate her lunch of a ham and cheese sandwich and fresh orange juice. Passes, Nanashi goes on a walk with Kate one of the days, running into a group of older boys that start picking on Nanashi and her pale skin that's far too pale and creepy blue eyes, as they put it. Kate ended up standing up for Nanashi. "Leave her alone. I think she's very pretty. Plus, she's from Japan, so she can't help it," Kate yelled and pushed one of the older boys, but it did nothing other than get an eye roll from them, and them to walk away. Kate looked at her. "Only I can be mean to you," Kate said with a proud smile. "And you're my property after all, and Daddy says only you can handle You're my property after all, and Daddy says only you can handle your own things however you want to." And so, with this, a year passed, and Nanashi and her family was leaving to go back home to Japan, as Nanashi had just found out she had a crush on her best friend Kate. Very much so, wearing rose-tinted glasses, she confessed her feelings to her. She was now in front of Kate's house, with Kate in front of her. Nanashi taps her shoulder very gently and takes a deep breath, as well as closing her eyes tight and bowing. Kate, I like you," she said. As she waited for a response, she looked back up, and then was hit with pure disgust in Kate's brown eyes. Kate's face twisted in a scowl. "I think I'm gonna be sick. You're disgusting. Go away, you sick freak." Kate yelled, pushing Nanashi down on the hard stone. Nanashi looked down, hiding her face hiding every emotion in her head, lip quivering slightly. She looked at her hands and then slowly got up and walked back to her house to finish packing, even though she still had a week left there. She stopped speaking unless somebody needed her to, her brain in shutdown mode. She was mocked for the last week she was there, called slurs and other things. Many gross old men tried to fix her by trying to get her alone, but Nanashi luckily managed to avoid them by running or running or hiding behind large crowds until she was on the boat back to Japan. She learned that her feelings towards other girls was wrong. Am I broken? She asked herself as she sat on the floor with her knees to her chest. Why is liking girls so wrong? Boys like girls, why can't girls like other girls? She couldn't cry. Her mind just stopped her from feeling anything, or well, showing her emotions would be a better way to put it. And that is all I have for right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. This isn't the complete first chapter, as I am still writing it as we speak. So it is still being worked on. So it does not end here. I'll probably, if you guys like this, post more videos like this where I draw a random and related photo of Nanashi around the age I am talking about her in, and in the background, so you guys can watch me draw and listen to me read the story. I hope it grabbed your attention. I hope you enjoyed my video. But if not, let me know in the comments how you think I could improve this, or what you didn't like about it, or what you did like about it. I am very appreciative of any feedback I could get. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys liked the speed paint in the background. Bye, y'all!